Hiya, welcome. I want to show you our prep kitchen for the Pizza Pushers event catering. We've been in this space now since December. It's quite basic, but it's absolutely perfect for our needs, and I wanted to talk you through and show you around what we've got, why we use it, and how it works for us. So, first thing, really important, ground floor, double loading doors so we can reverse the vans or the trucks and load and unload really easily. Follow me. Front section, we have just a lot of storage. So the tables, the tents, any signage. We also run a hot dog cart. Usually there's ovens stashed here because we have the FA electrics, and we also operate on the Gosney domes. Menu cards, everything's labelled, aprons, lighting because we rent out lots of other equipment, and then really important, loads of different electrical cable, 3-phase, 16 amp, 32 amp, a lot of cable. People don't seem to, they say it's only 10 metres that you need, but you get there and there's usually 25, so we always bring more cable than we need. Coming over to this side, really important piece of kit for us is having a washing machine. It's pretty much a game changer. For the uniforms, for tea towels, aprons, chef shirts, the tablecloths that we use, all of the staff uniforms, hoodies. When we arrive to an event, we're either wearing a branded t-shirt or a hoodie, and then when we start service, we switch to a chef shirt, just because it feels a little bit more professional. And I think it looks better that we're not loading and unloading and cooking in the same t-shirts and gear that we use. We do a lot of wedding catering. So we have a lot of like the crockery, table service goes on to all the pizzas are served on wooden boards. We hire out champagne flutes, and then we've just got like the amenities, paper plates, spare stuff, and a lot of tools. We've built now 2 food trucks, and then we've actually custom built the kitchen here, so there's always a lot of tools, a lot of equipment, things like that needed. These things are absolute game changers. They're fantastic. Thermo boxes, a couple of €100 each. They fit our dough trays inside. Really important piece of kit. We've probably got about 7 or 8 of these, and we use them for transporting all of our equipment, all of the ingredients, all of the dough. Come over into the kitchen. So that's our storage side. Everything's good for easy loading and unloading. And then we've got the kitchen. We're only allowed to do cold prep here. So no like boiling of pasta, no cooking of pizzas, nothing like that. So really what we do here is blend our sauce, make our dough, make some truffle cream, very basic prep. So that's why there's no ventilation. This game changer, mandatory for the dish area. I think I got this second hand, super good. Dishwasher again, always in use. This is a very useful and important piece of kit, always in use, it's great. I have been sneaky and I made some vodka sauce. I broke the rules, I shouldn't have done, making hot things. My baby, I use a Sunmix 20, so this holds 20 kilograms of like maximum. So I would usually make a 12 kilo batch of flour with 8 kilos, roughly 8 kilos of water. And that gets me around 72 dough balls at 270 grams. So often I'm doing 2 batches of dough. This has been great, I've had it several years, no problems. Again, this is incredible. About €500, but it's a beast, and it's stab it down and move it, and that's for opening all of like the big 2 kilo tins of tomato sauce. So this was super good. My weighing scales, again, really useful. They do the smaller grams for the yeast, and they do also go up to about 12 kilos. So this has been great for like weighing out flour, weighing my dough balls. You plug it in to charge the battery. Super good bit of kit. My fridges. I have a fridge specifically for dough. So this one's my dough fridge, and with the dough trays. And then the other fridge is for all the ingredients that we have and the cheese. And then we've got a freezer, which really we don't keep much in the freezer. It's more like cooler blocks for when we're transporting ingredients and our gluten-free bases. And then up on here, this is like a workman's, from a, like a tool shed type thing, but it's perfect for hanging like all the utensils. And then little guides for if somebody injures themselves or burns themselves. Checklists of what kit and equipment's needed. And then for the staff, when they come back from an event, a laminated check sheet, what's expected of them before the event, during the event, and when they get back to the kitchen. These laminates have been so useful, because then people, they can't say, oh, well, I didn't know. It's written, it's on the wall, you're accountable. I love my sound, so often we'll be in here listening to some good tunes from the sound box. And then if I just take you underneath here, we have our flour storage. I use Caputo Red and Caputo Blue at the moment. I do like it stored in these big plastic boxes, and they're labelled. It's just really easy to get to. I have a smaller dough mixer here, another Sunmix 6, high speed. This one's great for doing like small batches. And then we have our tub of semolina, which I stretch in, and salt. So that's this current prep kitchen. It costs me around 7,000 Swedish krona every month, and that includes 3 car parking spaces. It's within like the business district of Gothenburg, so it's great, and it's ideally suited for getting to like our suppliers, super central. So that's been really useful for us. Just a little bit about the progression of how we got to this point now. When we first started, I was making the dough at home, doing the dishes at home. I lived on a 6th floor apartment, so we would like carrying stuff up in the lift, loading it into my friend's Saab. He was driving, so it was like stuff everywhere. We rented a small garage in the centre of town, and it was just like, in the early days when we weren't sure if it was going to work, how it was going to work, but quite quickly my flatmate was becoming tired of having flour and dough and everything everywhere. We had a small dough mixer at that point. We could only do like 30 dough balls in any one time. So there's this website called Blocket here in Sweden, probably similar to like Craigslist elsewhere, Gumtree. And I saw that somebody was wanting to pass on their first-hand contract for a commercial prep kitchen. It was more than what we needed, and it was bigger than what we needed. But it was the step that needed to happen in order for us to be taken a bit more seriously, take from home, so that we had this work-life balance. So we took this kitchen on. Actually it's underneath Karlatornet, which is the Scandinavia's largest skyscraper at the moment. So we were there throughout the whole building of that, and it was on a Rivings contract, which means it's a building that's going to be knocked down. So it was very tired. It was in the basement, lots of steps. We were carrying these like heavy ovens up and down steps. So although that was a really good move forward, it also had its challenges and problems. So we learnt the hard way of, what we need, what works for us. It had ventilation. We often would run pop-ups from there, which were really good, have a DJ, stuff like that. And that was like a good way to test whether we could run a restaurant if we wanted to. So then when we had to leave there in December, I was quite desperate. It's quite rare to find something like that. So this was just a plain double garage, empty, and we pretty much, you know, the shelving, and then just put the stainless steel all around the back. This was all our equipment anyway from the old space. We just brought it all here. And actually I downsized a lot, got rid of a lot of equipment, a lot of stuff we just weren't using. Facebook Marketplace was great for that. People coming, just removing all the extraction and stuff like that, because so much big heavy stuff. So this feels really good. It feels like the natural progression for us. I do sublet it to another food trucker. He just comes in, makes his barbecue sauce, pickles his onions, and uses the dishwasher. So that brings in a little bit of extra income, just to reduce slightly monthly overhead, because obviously we're seasonal, so we're using it a lot from April till September, but then it's not really used much during the September to April time. So we're looking at other ways in which we can utilise this space. One last thing, this trolley. Everyone should get one of these. It's great for like loading when you've been to the shop, the supplier, loading it, you know, wheeling it to the van, loading everything in, and then just wheeling it straight in. Very quickly we learned like we want to minimise the lifting, minimise like the you know, what's happening to the body. So any of the dough, anything like that, always goes onto these trolleys and gets moved around. I can't believe that when we first started, I didn't have a trolley. I was just lifting everything and moving it. So this trolleys, game changers, always on wheels. I think that's everything. Any questions, put them in the comments. We'll try and get back to you. Thanks.